Stop trying to find your manhood through your dick. I want you black men to imagine a world where I did this. Snap my fingers. Thanos, Reality Stone, and away goes your penis and your balls. Every last one of your black dicks goes away. Then what are you? Your testosterone levels stay, your muscular levels stay, everything else remains, but your dicks are all gone. Where are you? What kind of man are you? Far too many of us black men try to make our masculinity and manhood through our dicks. We spend an inordinate amount of time in our youth trying to fuck our way into manhood. That's why you got so many young guys who aren't even where they should be, thinking, I can fuck my way in, I can make her this. And where do you rank amongst other men? We're the only group of men who walk around with our dick thinking that makes us a man. Go around to other groups of men. They don't have to walk around and hi, I'm the CEO, hello, or whatever the accents you want to put in. They are not judged by their penis, their ability to fuck. And we have bought into this shit. Stop it. Stop leading with your dick. Stop leading with your game. Stop leading with your mouthpiece. That's why I said lead with your wallet, which is your resume. Who you are. I don't hear as many young Asian men, Middle Eastern men trying to get women on the right page. I'm in law school, I'm in grad school, I'm in this, I'm in that, I'm trying to buy this business, I'm investing in it. And we're trying to fuck our way through. No. This is why like I said, I'm going to stick it. We spend first time when I came to YouTube was the first time I heard all this talk, inordinate amount of talk of game. And I did it too. I'm not going to lie. I did it too. When I was young, I thought that made you a man. The more cut you got, the more you made a man. And there's a point in time when you're like, this is stupid. Every time you lay down with somebody, you risk either getting a sexually transmitted disease or creating a life. It's reckless. It's meaningless. And there are numbers you get to where you can be ashamed of, like, God, I've had all this sex for what?
We are women.
We are less you're 24 years old. Is your circumstance harder or easier than your grandmother and your great-grandmother?
Exponentially easier. We have access to information we didn't have.
Exponentially easier, but you're handling it worse. Your grandmother, your great-grandmother actually could work with a black man with more trauma.
Because they understood that the black woman and the black man are on the same side. Now that we're all free and independent and we could do whatever we want to, why would we seek to, be one with the black man? We even think that being...
Thank you. Clip it, slice it, put it on World Star. She said it, not me. Now that you're independent, you don't need to be with. There you go. There you go. And there you go, black man. There it is. She's finally got one to say it.
Build businesses with us.
Your grandmothers and your great-grandmothers had more trauma and more stress and did it better. They have exponentially less and they're handling it worse. But it's because they're free and can do what the hell they want to. They'll need to be with you. So you don't need to feel any guilt for taking care of you, for putting yourself first and making your passion, your purpose, your priority. You don't need to feel guilty because this 24-year-old woman just said it. They don't feel any guilt about it.
What's going on, y'all? It's your guy CJ100.
Your guy T is the Fi.
We are
the Fi 100 Podcast.
I need y'all to do me a favor right fast. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can get all of our content as soon as it drops. With that being said, let's get back to the video. You dig?
Back at you with another episode. And with this episode, bruh, I just don't know what to say right now.
Thanks.
But we got a job to do. So, those that don't know, probably living under a rock. Mr. Kevin Samuels has passed away, apparently from cardiac arrest. People make their speculations of why. I'm not here to do that.
Facts.
We don't know, okay? They say that's the reports. I don't really get into all that, but the fact is, this brother's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me personally, I never viewed him as like a godfather, but I respected that man's message.
Yeah.
Didn't always agree with it, but for the most part, I did agree with it. And, to get into his story a little bit, what was the first introduction to Kevin Samuels for you?
Man, I think like most people, it was the
Average at Best.
Average at Best video, but I didn't start watching them immediately after that.
Yeah.
I thought he was just some guy talking shit. So
Right,
it was like
right.
whatever. And man, I remember he popped up in my YouTube recommendations. I'm like,
Right.
man.
So, matter of fact, didn't I send it to you first? Because I was telling you about his background. Remember, I was
Yeah.
talking about his setup was fucking
For
ridiculous.
so that's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
so it wasn't the YouTube recommendation. You sent it to me, and I was like, man, let me check this guy out. So
Yeah.
I remember, bro.
Because my recommendations, you feel me?
Right, they be fine.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You done put me on to a couple of guys. I was a little late to the space, but I remember watching one of his whole videos, not a goddamn clip. But
Right.
we ain't going there yet.
Not yet.
But I was like, damn, man, dude saying a lot of stuff that I feel.
Right.
And this was still during the time where it's like, I don't think I can say this out loud.
Right.
And it went from watching one video to 2 to 3, and it's like every time he came on, I wanted to see what he had to say.
Right.
And man, I know as opinionated as I am, it was still a lot of reservation in me to talk. But it was like, after that, I felt a lot more comfortable in speaking because I knew what we felt like was true as men. We had been so, muzzled,
Yeah.
quieted. You
Facts.
can't say this. And by him saying
Like
it was,
blackball.
yes,
Right.
like your opinion don't matter. And it was like, no, your opinion matter, and it'll matter a lot. So, bro, that was my first real introduction to him. What about you?
That was my introduction. That was the first video I saw. And like everybody, I saw the clip.
Yeah.
And it was viral on World Star. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was going around Facebook. And honestly, I don't understand why they went viral. I feel like there wasn't a viral moment. I just felt like it was just some real shit. Like it just didn't. I don't know. To
To
me,
us, because we look at it as real shit. But when you live when you got people that live in the Matrix,
right?
anything outside of what they used to is a viral moment.
I guess just for me, it was just like it was a great clip. You know what I'm saying? Because I think she definitely needs to be told that.
Facts.
Well, no, I didn't know that at first. I was just like, that he went in, and then I watched the whole thing, and it was like, oh, she was out of line.
Right.
Like she called in on a day she wasn't supposed to call in. It wasn't for that. Like she was supposed to call in, but it wasn't for like advice. It was a certain segment of the show.
Yep.
And she decided that she was gonna do what she wanted to do, which is why it's ironic that a woman doing what the fuck she wanted to do is what made him go viral. Ain't that something?
Crazy, ain't it?
And I just remember his setup, bro. Like his setup was so dope.
Facts.
Like the little spinning thing, the lighting. It made me want to step our game up. You know what I'm saying? I got to looking up shit and like, okay, I got to get, we got to take this, this lighting and shit to a new level. You know what I'm saying? Which we have, and we thank him for that. But that was my moment. So let me ask you this: that was the first thing you saw of him. What's an episode or what's a moment that first before you tell us your favorite? What do you think a moment is that like crystallizes what Kevin Samuels is?
Honestly, I'm sure my answer ain't gonna be the typical answer. When I went back and looked at his men's criticism,
Yeah.
that's what crystallized it for me, because at first I judged him as just some dude going in on women.
Right.
But when I looked at his old portfolio, I'm like, man, this guy was hard on men too.
Was there a clip or a moment? Like what happened?
In this episode, he was talking to a young man, and the young man was talking about what his woman got to have.
Right.
So Kevin started asking him, well, you know, brother, what do you got going on? And he pretty much wasn't doing shit.
Right.
And Kevin flat out told him, like, bro, you don't qualify for, just like what he say with the women. You don't qualify for the woman that you want. Like, bro, you got to get yourself together. You know, you got to get your appearance together. You got to get your mindset changed. It's like, wait a minute. Why this brother getting all this pushback when he even harder on the men?
3 years.
3 years, and nobody gave a damn.
Nobody batted an eye.
But the minute he hopped over to women, now all hell done broke loose.
Was that you got a big member or something?
Yes, that's what it was.
And I did not like the fact that they tried to make that a gay thing.
Right.
It's like, bruh, stop that.
Come on, bro.
We all know what women want. So
Bruh.
it's like, okay, you got the money? No. Okay, do you got the swagger? No. Okay, do you got a big thing, bro? Like, can you, like, do you got something?
You at least got to hit her with the swirl or something, bro. You got to hit with the double backflip or something.
It was like, bro, that wasn't that's not something I would ask.
Facts.
But how many times have Kevin said things that we wouldn't say?
Facts.
Which is probably why he is where he is,
Right.
where he was.
Right.
It's just, I can't, it's like I'm still talking in present tense because I can't believe bro gone.
Bro, it still hadn't sunk in yet, man.
Yeah.
But for me, bro, that's what crystallized to me to see that he just wasn't a fucking shock jock. It's
Right.
He giving legit criticism to people that call and ask for his criticism.
And that's what people just don't understand. And they'll still be like, well, he doesn't have to. Bro, first of all, can we understand something? It is entertainment as well. We got to stop acting like that's not what it is.
Right.
Some people are naturally entertaining. Some people do a little bit more. Dude was naturally funny to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a different kind of funny. It was a nerd kind of funny. You know what I'm saying? It was just funny.
It was.
So it's like, I don't know. But
what crystallized it for you?
I think I've said this before, but I'll just say it again for this episode. There was a moment where a woman asked Kevin Samuels, why is Russell Wilson a simp?
Yeah.
And Kevin said, because men said so, goddammit.
Facts.
I was just like,
right.
Salute, bro.
Right.
Because it was so matter of fact. And it was like, in a nutshell, that describes him. And in a nutshell, that's what men been feeling.
Right.
Like, why the fuck y'all question us so much about what men view? How men view other men? We're not talking about the dude that tickle your fancy.
Right.
We're talking about in a circle of men, he's a simp.
Right.
Does that mean he's a bad man?
No.
But he's a simp.
And that's the
Well,
thing.
you know what? Maybe he is a bad man in a sense of, in a circle of men. Is he a bad husband? Probably not.
Nah, I think
But
he's
in
a
a
great
circle,
husband.
but in a circle of men, we looking at you like,
What the fuck, bro?
it's just what it is. It's not a
Right.
shot. It's just, bro, we know these guys.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys couldn't get no play, but that's another story for another day. So that was a very strong message for me. That did it for me. We got the moments, you know what I'm saying? What's your probably a favorite quote from Kevin?
Favorite quote, easy for me. Get a dog, die alone. And I think
We should have the sound
we
effect for
so
that, son.
I'm gonna find me a barking dog,
Slide
goddamn.
that bitch in.
But I think the reason why I liked it wasn't because it's demeaning.
Can you explain it to the people why he said that? Because people just make it seem like he wanted black women to never have a husband.
No, see, and I done had this conversation with women as well. It's not he wants you to have that life. What he is saying is, if you don't adhere to what the purchaser wants, didn't we say that in one of our last episodes? The purchaser decides the value of the product. And if
Right.
you not willing to be what the purchaser wants, you gonna eventually run out of options and you gonna have to get a dog and die alone. If you not willing to change the way that you think about things for the purchaser, that's what's gonna happen.
What are you doing?
Right. Like,
What are we even talking about?
bro, like I gave this example earlier. If I go into a car dealership I don't walk in there, bitch, with no money and no credit score and be like, I want a car.
Now,
Right.
give it to me.
I deserve it.
Because I'm a man.
Right.
We don't do that.
Nah.
And I think to even go further on your point about the die-alone thing, it was also another piece of context he was adding to it. It's like if you think you're settling for an average guy, which is what you're worth because of what you do, and you think you're better than that, so you won't be with that, well, what other option do you have?
Facts.
You're gonna die alone.
Facts.
See, the problem with Kevin was, man, he was too tactful. He was on point in how he got you to admit the truth.
Yes.
And what happened was he didn't. The reason he interrupted, I didn't understand. I remember I had a criticism of Kevin of stop interrupting him, but now I get. It's crazy how somebody gotta die for you to just fully get it.
Sometimes it hit like that, bro.
But I got why he would cut them off, because he was keeping you from the excuse. He was keeping you from the bullshit. He made you answer to those questions. And what people don't understand, you already mentioned they had to call in, that they wanted to, but he didn't tell you what you were. He asked you questions.
Facts.
And got the answer and then diagnosed the shit.
Yep.
That was the genius of Kevin.
It was. And he made it to where it was digestible. Like, me and you can't do what he did.
No, that's not our thing.
It's not, because that ain't what we built to do.
And that's okay.
It's fine. But to have a guy that was able to do that, it shows how powerful he was in the long run.
Facts.
Because look at his numbers. Look at the impact that he had. So it's like people was actually listening. The haters and all that stuff was listening. Whether they hated or not, they were listening. And I think the quotes that he had was perfect, because they were soundbite digestible, but they also was big enough to create that controversy that you need in entertainment.
He made it digestible for the ones that wanted to eat.
Yeah.
Because the other people would be like, it was too harsh. You didn't like the smell of the food. You ain't even try it. I just think that we're not gonna get another one of those.
No, never.
Because he was well read. Some of the stuff that he referred to, I had no idea about.
Well dressed.
Right, like he would refer to Sun Tzu, the art of the war, the art of war. He just referred to stuff that I just didn't even think about. It was one thing that made Kevin different, other than being bold. There's plenty of bold black men,
Right.
but it was the knowledge.
Yes.
It was what he knew. He studied what he talked about, and that's why he took offense to a motherfucker trying to tell him how to do what he do.
Right.
Because, bro, you know the time I done put into this for you to be telling me I'm wrong, and I know you ain't put the time in I didn't put in.
Bro, it was something that he did for me when I watched it. I'm like, this man on another level.
Right.
This man went on the lead attorney show. Shout out to the lead attorney.
Yeah,
and he was arguing with the lead attorney about attorney shit.
Right.
And it's like, wait a minute, Kevin, this man is a 20-year family court lawyer. And Kevin like, no, that's wrong. I can tell you. I'm like, God damn. How diverse is this man? And even TLA was like, I get your point, Kevin. But he was actually putting up a real
defense.
Yes. I'm
Right.
like, God damn.
Should have been a lawyer.
Man, this guy, he was so diverse, bro. Like, that done made me want to pick up my knowledge. Not to say we dumb guys or nothing.
Right.
It's so much knowledge out here that we don't have. Seeing him made me want to be like, you know what? I want to learn a little bit more about this.
He was just different.
Yes.
And let's get into, we'll get into more of what he's done and his impact. But let's get into the criticism,
man,
that he's had, why he's alive and why he's now deceased. But there was one comment. They were like, men are mad because they lost their father. And I thought that was so telling, right? Because there are so many situations where women talk bad about children's fathers, and they keeping the child away from the father.
Yeah.
And they'll still act as if he didn't want to be there. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that people looked at him like a father figure. What's wrong with that?
Right. That's something that puzzles me too, bro. Because I think, and I know what I'm about to say might be a little weird.
Okay.
But I think anytime that you watch somebody for a while and you take in their advice, you do grow a bond to them.
It's
You
like
know,
a mentor.
It is. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's exactly what it is. Even if you never met this person, a lot of the messages that he spoke to you.
Yep.
So because of that, when he passes or something happened to him, it hits you a little different because I learned so much from this person. So when you have, women making fun of these situations, like, how can you be so cruel to where you ain't never had nobody in your life that was that close? Like,
Whether you knew them or not.
whether you knew them or not. Like,
That's what's funny because they, like, women do the same thing.
right, all the time.
And it's like, this is why this space exists. And that's what they're not understanding. They're actually making the movement stronger.
Man, bro.
Because y'all looked up to the Aaliyahs and y'all looked up to the Oprahs. And why is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is what I'm saying. It's like a man is called homosexual if he has a fondness for another man. A man is called weak if he looks up to another man. It's like, damn, we just gotta be Leonidas from Sparta when we born.
And bro, even he had 299 other guys with him.
Come on, bro.
I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Like, when a man passes away, you have women literally making videos, TikToks, going Facebook Live, celebrate. Got they little baby celebrate. And it's like, wait a minute. How did we get to a point to where a person can pass away and it ain't even like, damn, bro, I didn't agree with what he said, but he gone. It's celebration to women.
Seeing that, bro, it's proving his point.
Right.
They don't even get that it's proving his damn point, bro.
Man, hearing even some of the guys, some of these weak ass males.
That don't understand the complete message.
Facts.
I can understand somebody disliking him. Like that's not far fetched to me.
Right.
But it's you're not understanding the big picture. He's trying to help, you idiot. And some of these comments, bro. I'm not gonna say this later, man. You'll see it. Life is a vapor. One day you're here, next day you're gone. Prayers up. The Viagra gonna take y'all old asses out every time. He was trying to keep up with the Miss 1990. That's slick funny. It's fucked up. The irony that he died on top of a woman. Sound a good way to go to me.
Man, what was the Richard Pryor joke? My daddy died in you. That's called recycling. What line you would rather be in? The line that died like that, or the line that got hit by a bus? You know what line I'm gonna be in, Jack. That long motherfucker. Little Richard Pryor humor.
You know, they don't know nothing about that.
Nah, before y'all time.
I mean, he literally died alone, unmarried from a heart attack. The same way he said Big Bertha and Big Shirley would. That's something they don't understand.
Not at all.
They don't understand that he could have literally been married whenever he wanted to be.
Right. It's a difference between choosing to be by yourself and saying you choose to be by yourself. Because I know a whole lot of young ladies that say, I'm single because I want to be.
But it's cap all the way through.
All the way.
And they chose to be single. You wasn't getting chose. That's what it come down to.
Facts.
And I mean, we know it's different for men. Like they'll admit it in a different scenario that makes them look like a victim.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we know what this is. Like, y'all just, wherever the argument is, you flip to go against the opposite. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all really want people to feel bad about this man passing. This is really weird. I'm not saying celebrate it, but people can have their say. So just like he did when he was alive, may he find peace in the afterlife. And this is what I'm talking about, right? It's hypocrisy.
Right.
Now it's okay that people had an opinion, but when he had his, you didn't have the energy. You waited till he died to say that.
Facts.
That's what be going on, a whole lot of fucking cap.
Right. And I think, man, this one of the things why guys like him, guys like us, and other guys that speak out against women, or not even against, we speak out, we do hard criticisms of women. This the kind of backlash you get when you hear or when you gone. It don't matter. And I tell guys all the time, look, if you can't be down with the move, if you gonna be down with this move, you gotta understand, bro, you ain't gonna be liked.
Nope. It come with it because it shouldn't.
Facts.
But you're going against the grain.
Yep.
They tell you not to do that. Only weak people say that. So this is why weight isn't the only factor in having good health. First of all, who said it was? A lot of people like him leading a very unhealthy lifestyle, but disguise it because they are a sinner. Did y'all say this? Why? Going past the Poppy Dunn comment section and see what you see, because he's agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Go in old Derrick Jackson videos, see what you see. You liked it because he was agreeing with you.
Right.
And there's another parallel. That's one right there. Derrick Jackson, Kevin Samuels, both super powerful content creators, right?
Right.
Both black men that were, the type of men women want.
Yeah.
Okay. One guy lied to you.
Completely.
Told you what you want to hear. Did the things you said a man should do, quote unquote. And come to find out he was cheating. One, y'all couldn't believe it, and men was like, we can.
Ben knew that.
Right. We know the nature of men. Y'all keep on denying it, but we know it. Then you got another guy that is just telling you what it is, and y'all hated him too. You hated Derrick Jackson after you found out he cheated on his wife. And you hated Kevin Samuels for being divorced and keeping it all the way 100 with you and telling you the truth. So what black man could tell you anything other than the one that tells you what you want to hear and never makes a mistake? That man doesn't exist.
Nah.
So nobody. That's what kills me about this whole dynamic, is the fact that black men that have an opinion and stand on it unapologetically or tell women what they want to hear, neither one of them is good enough for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Kevin was outlining. That's a part of dude's legacy.
Yeah.
He pointed out things that they didn't even realize, but when certain questions are asked, you always notice they were dodging them.
Yeah.
Not answering the questions directly, trying to give he said, no, ma'am, I asked you this. Let's go back to what I was saying. They hated that about him.
I think I heard a content creator say Kevin held a mirror up to black women's faces and they ain't like what they seen.
Facts.
And I agree with that 100%. And this my thing too, bro. When we talk about him holding women accountable, I said it earlier. He started off holding men accountable
For 3 fucking years.
and nobody was out here, man, we got to cancel him. We got to get rid of him. Men took that shit and was like, all right, bro, I ain't doing shit. Or, all right, bro.
I got to get better.
Right. But why, as grown ass women, y'all can't take criticism? And I hear belittling and hatred. How can I hate somebody if you 360 pounds and I call you 360 pounds? How I'm hating?
And this is what they'll say. I want you black women to stand up. He did not kill. He did not like y'all. Please hear and let go of this internalized misogyny. Because I called you 360 and you're 360. And I'm telling you, I'm not attracted to 360. Most men are not attracted to 360.
What's wrong with it?
Because they 360.
Right.
That's what's wrong with it.
Like, bro, this word misogyny, really prejudice towards women. I don't think he was prejudiced toward women. I think he was highly critical, like we are, but prejudice? I don't get that. Like, bro,
he doesn't date men. That's why y'all think he's. Go ahead, bro. It's like they want us to date like them.
Yeah.
They want us to think like them, but they want to act like us.
Yeah.
And that's what he always used to say, put your dick up.
Right.
That's my, you know what? That's one of my favorite quotes from him.
Yeah.
He was talking, because I used to say that shit. I ain't say it like that, but I used to say something like that all the time. Like, bruh, stop acting like you a man. You not me.
Facts.
I used to tell my ex-wife that shit all the time. Like, bruh, because if you was a dude talking like this, bruh, it's gonna be pressure.
We acting.
It's going down, bruh.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just funny to me how they're so outraged, bruh. And for 50 fucking, really since we've been in America, let's just keep it all the way G.
Facts.
Because the slave master did a lot more for a woman. And women act like they don't understand that. They don't act like they act like they don't understand that the man is who they got to target.
Yeah.
Because we're the power.
Yep.
They know it.
Yeah.
But since they getting cookies, like In Her Hands programs, like Goldman Sachs, they doing it intentionally. Kevin exposed it with the Monahan report. Bro, come on, bro.
Yeah. Once again, I think overall it's the criticism of the black woman is the quickest way to get outed. And we say this all the time. Anytime you got something critical to say about black women, it's gonna be a problem. And we can't live in a world where you can't, as a man, I can't say nothing. Bro, we said it's gonna be a groundswell of men that step up to the plate and speak out more against this.
Facts.
This man passing is actually worse for the women that think like this. Like, bro,
Talk to him, bro.
so I'm gonna share with y'all a text message that I got.
Okay.
I had a young lady text me and was like, I heard your boy passed. Like, that
Automatically disrespect.
automatically. You can
Right.
hear the sarcasm. I'm like,
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's what they were reporting. And she sent me like a tissue emoji, like I was crying. I'm like, I'm good. It's just crazy how it's so much vitriol for one man.
Right.
So her response was, well, that's what happened when you a misogynistic man that hate women. I'm like, how do y'all get this?
Is that how Martin Luther King died? Because he was a misogynistic man that hated women?
I mean,
Because that's the only way to die.
apparently, if you a man that speak out about stuff,
Go ahead, bro.
and it's like, my response back was like, how do you get there from that? And her response was, look at how he talked, and look at all the men that's the broken men, the men that got dad and mama issues, the men that's broke. That was y'all king. But the men that actually care about themselves and care about black women, they didn't care. I'm like, so every man that enjoyed Kevin Samuels' content was broke, was a dusty, as they call him.
What? Okay. What was Lil Durk before he got on?
A baby daddy.
Or Dusty? From their definition.
Right.
Right. I want to play this clip. This clip is from a content creator called Angry Man. He describes why Kevin Samuel was a problem from our culture standpoint. I want y'all to just check this out. Shout out to the Angry Man.
There is one cardinal rule that none of those dudes in the hood break. One cardinal rule that rappers don't break. One cardinal rule that pimps don't break. One cardinal rule that drug dealers don't break. One cardinal rule that hood niggas don't break. That Kevin breaks all the time. What do y'all think that rule is? You can call B-dubs every name under the sun if you are from the hood and you get the ghetto pass. The one rule you cannot break is you cannot criticize them constructively.
It pretty much says it.
Because she can push away the Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
She can push away the rapper. Because, I mean, they're valued in the sense that women want to fuck with them and get some money out of them. But as far as their image, as far as corporate America, or just as a man, period, it's not very good.
Right.
But a guy like Kevin, a guy that was clean cut and that could surgically break down his points, that was the problem because it's lifting the veil.
Yep. And man, look, I just want to say this, for me, the impact that Kevin had was big. Like I said,
Right.
I'm not sitting up here saying I agree with everything that he had to say. We done said this multiple times.
Right. We got videos on it, so
Facts.
we ain't running from it.
Nah, we wasn't Kevin Samuel dick riders, but
Right.
we did agree with some of the stuff that he said. And I can say a lot of the things that he said resonated with me so well because I didn't grow up hearing these things.
Right.
And I wish I would have, because maybe that would have put me up on game earlier to a lot of stuff.
But you know why you didn't? Because this is what we don't understand, even if we have fathers in the home. Our community is a matriarch.
Facts.
We operate off what women want, how women want it done, and to please women. That's
Yep.
why.
Yep. And because of that, it was a lot of guys that was hearing that for the first time.
Yep.
So
He just broke it down.
that's it. And I can't be mad, or I can't look down at a guy for saying, man, this guy really made a huge impact on my life. I looked at him like a father. I looked at him like an uncle. I get it.
Right.
Because a lot of this knowledge we didn't get for the people we should have got it from.
So what's something that you learned from Kevin Samuels that was very impactful that you'll take with you on your journey in the life of being a man?
Be fearless. Be fearless. No matter what the criticism is, stick to your message, stick to your guns, and it's an audience for it.
Right.
I learned that more than anything. I seen people make countless videos about this brother. They called him gay. They called him all type of stuff. But he came in every fucking day to work. He came in on Instagram. He came in on YouTube. And you know what happened? As the noise got louder, the followers went up. The money went up. So to me, be fearless. Keep going with your message, because at the end of the day, it's true. Whether they want to admit it or not, it's true to it. So that's what I got, bro. Be fearless.
One of the biggest things that I learned from Kevin was the importance of the black male image.
Yes.
He was heavy on that. Now, I didn't agree with like the suit conversation that was going around the manosphere for a while, but I understood the point. The point was received. I understood the assignment. And honestly, I was leaning towards, I'm growing up, bro. So I was leaning towards, dressing more professional with slacks and stuff like that anyway.
Facts.
But to see him do it, he did it well.
Yeah.
He made it look cool, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He made it look like he made his point while looking like the point.
Right.
And that's one thing I liked about Kevin, bro, was that what he talked about, he did.
Yes.
That's so important, bro. Like, people want to discount him, discredit him because of him being divorced. I'm divorced.
That don't make you no less of a man.
That makes you more of an experienced man.
Facts.
And imagine being 52 and being married twice. Are you really trying to get married again as a man?
Man.
Because you're not looking for protection.
Nah.
Like, you at this point in life where maybe he find it, maybe he don't, but it's like, I'm gonna live my life, bro.
Facts.
And I'm not mad at him for that. And I just think that, man, what Kevin did, bro, and people take so much offense to what he's done, and I get it. He did have some talking points that other people had. But you know what he did with it? He took it and took it further.
Right.
I've heard him give credit to a lot of content.
Yeah.
I've heard him do it a lot, actually. Maybe not every time, maybe not the way you wanted it done. And was it always necessary? I'll leave that for other people to judge. But he broke us into a different stratosphere. You understand that? We talked about this when it happened. When I went to the 4th of July party with my folks.
Yeah.
And people started asking me, because we do a podcast about Kevin Samuels. Women in my family are like, y'all too hard on us. And it's like, no, we haven't been hard enough. That's what Kevin's exposed.
Facts.
Because if we was being hard on you, this wouldn't have been so sensitive.
Nope.
You'd have been used to it. That's what he did. He started a conversation. People missed that part.
Yep. The conversation. And that's what it's all about. All Kevin did was, like CJ said, he was able to repackage it and put it out to the masses.
Facts.
And at the end of the day,
That's perfect.
we owe him that.
He took the message to corporate America
Yes.
and said, I got this to sell.
And he was able to sell it. And whether you bought it or not was up to you, man or woman. But
Right.
at the end of the day, What this brother did will not be forgotten. This is gonna be his legacy, gonna live on forever, whether you like it or not.
Right.
You know, this brother had a humongous impact on a lot of lives. We done seen a lot of content creators make videos, a lot of tributes.
TLA was one of the guys that he, pushed into the forefront.
Facts.
What he did for Obsidian's book.
Right. Huge. It sold out. And I mean, like I said, man, this brother was connected and reached a lot of people, man. O'Shea Duke Jackson bought him in, and they been friends.
Right.
Mediocre tutorials and reviews.
Look at where he's like. I mean, just look. That's a young Kevin Samuels.
Yes, bro. He's a young guy that got a great head on his shoulder.
Right.
So, look, man, we don't want to ramble on about this, but
right,
it's a huge loss. Period, but definitely to men, bro, because he's been saying stuff that we've been saying in the barber shops,
facts,
hooping, in the gym. Like, bro, he has taken that to the masses, and bro, we always gonna be grateful for you doing that. We know we got to take up the mantle, whether it's the 5100 podcast or whoever. We gonna do our job to keep this train moving because you was making waves and it was making the change. And for me personally, I definitely want to thank you for doing it.
I want to thank you too. Appreciate you just for the work you put in, the countless hours of researching and studying, and we know how long it takes to edit. So we know what we know the work to a degree, as far as the equipment side of the game.
Woo.
So, brothers, we gotta pick up that slack, man.
Hey,
he's gone now, and it's hard for me to say, but it's what it is. We men, right? So we gotta accept the fact that he's gone, but we don't have to sit back and wait on another one to come up. We can create that.
Yes,
he's given us the blueprint, bro. Some of us will never achieve the level of esteem he has, and that's fine. But you still gotta speak. You still gotta analyze, break down data, continue to plight for black men.
Yes,
because it's still here.
Yep.
He did his part. Wish he could do more. I know he had some amazing things going, but he did his part. And now it's our time.
Facts.
The 5100 podcast accepts the challenge. We've been doing it before we knew who he was, and after he's gone, we're gonna continue to do it.
Facts.
We got even more motivation from it. And that's what they don't understand. But let's make them understand.
Yes, sir.
This is gonna be a whole new monster, and I don't mean monster in a negative connotation. I just mean that it's time to level up, brothers. It's time to level up. So I want to shout out to all the guys in the space that's doing it, the manosphere, the regular walks of life in the barbershop. And y'all stand on principle. If y'all believed in Kevin, when people get to talking about him in a negative light in your presence, don't let that go. Don't let that slide. Handle that business. Not to say physically do something, but challenge them.
Right. Get to the talking points.
Right.
That's what it's all about. It was about the conversation.
Right.
And due to his influence, it's gonna be a lot more brothers that's willing to have the conversation.
Facts.
And like CJ said, bro, we two brothers that's gonna take up the mantle, whether you like it or not. It is what it is.
Right. And all you cowards that's fleeing from him in death, and they flee from him when things weren't going the way you wanted them to go. No respect for you.
Nah.
None. We ain't rocking with you. So don't come back on the train now because he's passed and you see another opportunity. We good.
Facts.
We stood on man time the whole time. We don't do this part time. So we're gonna wrap this up, man. So I'm just gonna leave it at this. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. May your legacy live on forever, brother.
Yes, sir.
And thank you for all the work that you put in, and we got it from here.
Yes, sir.
So on that note, we're gonna wrap this up, man. So for your guy CJ100,
your guy Tez the Fire,
we are
the 5100 Podcast.
You dig.